Hello everyone, you're welcome to Vanguard Live this morning again. Beautiful Tuesday morning, I must say, in the spirit of the holidays, and it is a very wonderful weather we have in the city of Lagos this morning, and I'm sure you're enjoying it as much as we are. Yes, but while we are at it, we'll be giving you all the news fresh and hot as it is on the national dailies. 5 national newspapers, starting with yours truly, Vanguard. And don't forget, my name is Victor Ogwinka, and we are going to have this ride together. Okay, very quickly, we go straight to the headline as we have it here on the front page of the Vanguard. Killing of policemen, civilians in Taraba, how he narrowly escaped death. Survivor policeman recounting his ordeal, how he actually escaped death. You know, from that time, you remember that story, how it all went out with them, that incident between the Nigerian police force and the members of the Nigerian army after that time. I think it's a very, very interesting story for you to read. He was saying his own part of the stories and a lot of other angles to that story. As you can see here on the riders as it is here. Says Lieutenant villagers saved him from being shot dead. Corpses to undergo autopsy in Abuja. Army warns soldiers against confrontation placement. Presidency reacts, says we'll do something soon. Okay, many angles to that very, very occurrence there, and all of that story starts from page 5 of the Vanguard. You should get it up and then get updates like we always say here on Vanguard Live. We give you all the updates of the news starting from last week when the story developed, and we continue to follow it up until this very moment. Okay, so that's the story for you as it is. Killing of policemen, civilians in Taraba, how he narrowly escaped death. Survivor policeman recounts. That is the whole of that story. Okay, so we go away from that one and to page 9 of the Vanguard. On page 9 we have Buhari replaces Enang with Omoworere as Senate liaison officer. Okay, Buhari replaces Enang with Omoworere as replacing of the additional. Gabashe will retain positions as presidential spokesman. It's going to be another jolly ride. Okay, very interesting spokesperson, you would say, the president had in those ones there with all those ones. And then we go from that to page 8 of the Vanguard. On page 8 we have El-Zakzaky wife jet out to India for Medicare. On page 8, El-Zakzaky wife jet out for Medicare. So many people have been asking, would this ever happen after the court sometime last week said that El-Zakzaky has been granted permission with his wife to go for medical treatment in far away India, from his own remark. And there have been reactions also from the Kaduna State government, and people wonder that what is the role of the Kaduna State government? Are they representing the court? Are they the court? They came with all of those stringent conditions, but as it stands right now, the federal government, the court, and everyone involved are then allowed El-Zakzaky and his wife to go seek medical treatment, just as Nigerians have been asking about, and then they've gotten their wish. He is expected to return immediately to the country after that treatment to continue his trial. Okay, and then he was also accompanied by some members of the DSS according to the conditions given by the court. So that is the all of the story. He's going to go for a couple of days, maybe weeks, and when he's back, he continue from where we stop and we pick it from there. Okay, so on page 41 again, away from that El-Zakzaky story to the federal government and labor tangle over new minimum wage implementation. Minimum wage is still in the news, and then we're talking about the approval of 30,000 naira. Okay, and this has dragged on for a couple of times from 2018 to this moment. There are still not been an agreement from the federal government and the labor group as to how they intend to go about that payment, and the all of the stories on page 41 of the Vanguard this morning. Okay, minimum wage, federal government labor tangle over new minimum wage implementation. Okay, and you can see the picture of El-Zakzaky and his wife there off at last it says. Okay, and then El-Zakzaky and his wife Zena, all away at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, yesterday before their journey to India for medical treatment. Okay, if you want to follow up on that story, please link it up on our website www.vanguardngr, where the story started from and then where it is at the moment, and all of the updates that will be coming all along with it. Okay, let's move away from that picture there as we can see, and to page 10 of the Vanguard this morning. Apapa gridlock, tax team summons stakeholders meeting. It is that time. Okay, the task team summons stakeholders meeting. Everybody involved should sit on the table to talk about the way forward on that very, very wrote there, as you can see. Okay, it is indeed a very, very important and very timely one, as you must say. It's better late than never. If Akwa gridlock is fixed today, it's going to be relief to the many, many thousands that apply that road on a daily basis. Yes, and then why not? It's going to be for the benefit of the federal government, also for having that huge, in the generating revenue generating, sector in that place. Okay, moving away from that one to another very sad one indeed, a very sad story. You would agree with me. Banker Danfo driver commits suicide in Lagos. That's on page 6 of the Vanguard. Banker Danfo driver commits suicide in Lagos. Talking about them extreme worlds of different folks. For a banker and a Danfo driver. Maybe the Danfo driver would have thought if you were a banker, you would have had a better life. Now, a banker is committing suicide also. And you married the wrong man. Lagos banker's suicide note tells wife. You should get that story and then read them. The suicide note. I've read that note and it doesn't look good. But there's some shady things he was doing, were there things he refused to tell his wife during the course of the marriage. And it is very important to also say that they actually have a beautiful daughter, as it's called, the daughter princess in that note. I think you should read that note and then imagine why a banker, would then commit suicide. And there was another account that said that he had about 16 million naira in his bank account. We just don't know how true. But of course, it's a developing story and more angles will be on that story. You know where to get all of the news, yeah? Okay, you should get it up. And on page 6, you follow that news. And then let's go to page 7, also where we have Ogun governor threatens death penalty as kidnappers abduct chief imam's son. Ogun governor threatens, death penalty as kidnappers abduct chief imam's son. Kidnappers are not looking at anything anymore. They are stopping at nowhere. They are adopting both the rich and the poor, the high and the low from all corners. Religious leaders, everybody is not spared, and the governor is saying that death penalty might just be the solution to all of this. So what do you think? Do you think Ogun State and indeed Nigeria should adopt a death penalty for kidnappers? Very soon, we're actually going to have a call-in in this program very, very soon. So maybe sometimes next week we are going to introduce a call-in. I would like your contributions because we really need you to be part of this discussion, as you always do. Okay, so while we are at it, you can just drop your comments on this one. Do you think death penalty should be placed on kidnappers and from state level and even from federal government level? Okay, it might just be the solution to the inglorious killings and kidnappings that we have everywhere these days. Okay, we'll move away from that one to another story from Osun State, still on Southwest. On page 14 we have Southwest will launch outfit to tackle insecurity. Everybody's talking about. If it's not kidnapping, it's banditry. If it's not banditry, it's cultism. If it's not cultism, then it's killer herdsmen everywhere. Okay, would there ever be a day where we don't have insecurity issue on the newspaper? Okay, we are going to hope that day comes. But right now, it is what we have. And the Osun State governor is saying Southwest will launch outfit to tackle insecurity. Okay, good one. Everybody is looking out for internal solution to the problem that is a collective one. Yes, indeed. On page 13, we have why we return 1 million gratuity overpayments. Pensioner. Interesting. Whenever we see an act of loyalty and honesty, it is always very, very interesting to see and makes us proud as a people. This is a pensioner, that just returned 1 million naira gratuity overpayments. Would you have done the same? Okay, that's a big one for everyone. Okay, and we have our columnist also today on the pages of the Vanguard everywhere. We have Arubisala on page 30, we have Odumake on page 17, we have Teniola on page 18, and we have Malafia on page 31. And indeed, we have Inside Niger Delta today. All those news, if you are just joining us, it is today in the news on Vanguard, and we are giving you all the news and the analysis as it comes on today's edition of the Vanguard. Very quickly, we can see the comments coming up in trickles. Let's see how much we can take, how good they are, and of course, how we do it. If they are not decent enough, I'm afraid we may not be able to take them. But indeed, we start with one very nice one here from Ifeanyi Eze. Good morning, Victor. Good morning, Nigeria. Thank you very much, Ifeanyi. Good morning to you too, and happy celebration. Yes, top fan Elias Samuel saying good one. Thank you very much. And Brian Nelson says in Nigeria, no good road, no good hospital, no work, no light, no free water, no free hospital for poor family, and my people is dying day by day. That is what it says, people dying day by day. We have Cyprian Onyejegbo saying the new minimum wage is a scam. How do you mean a scam? Can you explain, Cyprian? Talk to us. Let us know what angle you're looking at this from. Okay, then Christian Bolo saying why a banker would have committed a suicide. Yeah, why do you think a banker would have committed suicide? We are wondering too. Yeah. Okay, then we have Onyekwado Udodiri JP saying, are you sure it was not his wife that frustrated him? Oh, come on, that is not so good one to say, because he left a note for his wife. And then that note wasn't pointing anywhere near it. As you can see in the rider, it says, you married the wrong man. Okay, he's putting the blame all on himself. Okay, so is it that person? I think we should really be careful. Then Philip Chuku said death penalty is the answer. Okay, he thinks death penalty should be given to kidnappers. Yeah, that is what Philip Chuku thinks on that one. Then we have Snow Prince. Snow Prince is a top fan here on Vanguard, and it says the reason why most countries that adopted capital punishment is free of some heinous crime is because the people fear death more than anything. I think we need it in Nigeria. Okay, he's saying people fear death more than anything, and that is why some people are adopting it. Indeed. Another top fan, Hussein Nero Okon, says death penalty would not only deter kidnappers, it would also discourage those trying to venture into it from refraining from that's the act. Okay, indeed. Then good morning Nigerians from UAE. That is coming from Chika Philly. Interesting comments. Okay, you can just keep them coming. Let's take one final one before we go to the back page of the Vanguard this morning and take some interesting sports news. Don't forget that the transfer window is still open, and of course the league is kicking off in all around Europe, and we have all of those news for you there. But finally, before we go, let's see what Nicholas Idemudia Okonufia is saying. Say, get a good prison well equipped where they can be rehabilitated. We need good prison where they can be kept for years. Talking about kidnappers also. Interesting one. Yeah, if it's not kidnapping, then when you jail them, make sure you give them the best of attention, rehabilitation, just so they can come back better. The prison is supposed to be a place where people are rehabilitated, to better the lot of the society when they are back. And it's not to go there and become even more hardened, like we've seen in some cases. Okay, thank you for those comments. As we bring them in, let us go again to the back page of the Vanguard. This morning, get all the news. UEFA Super Cup, just about 24 hours away. We start on that note. Liverpool again will be taking on Chelsea after that poor outing by Chelsea there at the Old Trafford, where they were given a very, very, very bad taste of defeat there at Old Trafford. They'll be going from one rival to another. Okay, moving to Liverpool. It will be Liverpool against Chelsea on this one. Liverpool-Chelsea gear up for Titanic clash. Yes, this one is a more important trophy than the Community Shield, and we hope Liverpool will take it more seriously. And beside that, they've lost their their world best goalkeeper, Alisson Becker, to a calf injury, and he'll be out for some weeks. Would that be anything Chelsea will capitalize on? We'll see how it goes with Chelsea. Lampard gets his first win, for his club. Let's see how that goes. And still on Lampard. Lampard dismisses Mourinho's Chelsea assessment. Okay, Mourinho was asked that who does he think would win the Premier League, and he said maybe 4 teams. He said Manchester United, Tottenham, Liverpool. Then he said Manchester United team B. That's very, very, Mourinho could be with words. And he went ahead to say that Lampard didn't make the best of choice for his team against United. So Lampard dismisses Mourinho's Chelsea assessment. That is another news from here. Still talking about Neymar. Okay, on every transfer window, there's always a bully. There's always one person that is always stubborn. I think it is Neymar on this one. And Neymar has always been in the news trying to force a move either to Barcelona or to Real Madrid. He just wants to leave PSG. Anything can happen with Neymar transfer. That is coming from Real Madrid coach Zidane. Said anything can happen with Neymar transfer. Zidane. Okay, then it will be to wait a bit longer for Everton debut. Why is that? You find out on the pages of the sport on the Vanguard. And UEFA Champions League draw holds August 29th. Where we anticipate impatiently for who your team is going to play next on that one. Then Power Eyes Manchester United exits. Even after starting on a good note, he still wants to leave Manchester United. And on League One, Emenalo quits Monaco from one Nigerian player to another one on that League One. Emenalo quits Monaco. League One, Osimhen named in Team of the Week. Okay, that is all and more on sports today on Vanguard. Okay, we move away from that very quickly. Let us see what the Punch is saying on the headline. It's a policeman killing. DHQ and orders Taraba battalion to produce kidnapper. Wedume. Killer soldier moved to Abuja. Army grills commander. Okay, that is the Nigerian army taking a very, very strong step against that action there. And then interestingly, so some people are saying that they've actually not reacted. So the army headquarters, as it stands, is not defending those killer soldiers, and they've been moved to Abuja. Army grills commander on that one. Yes, away from that, we go straight to funding. Let's say funding law breaking may worsen flood disasters. Just last week, there was the news where Nigerians were warned that there will be more flood in about 12, 13 states, and indeed even more these days. Okay, while everybody's trying to be careful, the agency here is saying that funding and law breaking may worsen flood disasters. The rains are not stopping yet. As a matter of fact, they're predicting that more rains will fall and there will be more flooding. And when there's flooding, you know what that means to an average person. So try to keep yourself safe. Try to dispose your refuse adequately. No indiscriminate blockage of drainage systems and all those things, just so we don't become victims of our own selves and for our own undoing. Okay, that is it there. Funding law breaking may worsen flood disaster. Yes, 9 Nigerian pilgrims die in Saudi Arabia. Okay, unfortunate one there. 9 Nigerian pilgrims die in Saudi Arabia. Okay, Buhari Oshiomhole Tinubu absent from Oyegun 80th birthday. Okay, looks like there is still Cold War happening somewhere along the APC line. Buhari Oshiomhole Tinubu absent from Odige's 80th birthday. Okay, we move away from the Punch straight to the Nation, and you can see the picture of El Zaki there with his flight ticket inside his airline, waiting for that flight. Okay, to move straight to India for his treatment. Yes, and then still in Kaduna governor 2023 El Rufai under fire over call to end zoning. El Rufai under fire over call to end zoning. PDP plot north-south contest. Yeah, PDP plot north-south contest. That is a write down that one. Then on COSA, we have PFN panel to release reports this week. PFN panel to release report this week. Another story of the banker that committed suicide is also on the front page. Then Makinde and then this Ajimobi still in the news. Okay, we'll move away from the Nation and straight to the Nigerian Tribune this morning. And the major headline is El Zaki wife leave for India accompanied by 4 DSS operative, 2 women. Okay, that is it on the Nigerian Tribune there. And then House Salaries Commission saved federal government over 400 million from DTA fraud. The chairman coming up with that one. Okay, blames Labour for delay in minimum wage implementation. The blame game continues from that one. And on this day, this morning, we have afraid of reprisal. Army wants personnel to stay clear of police. Afraid of reprisal, Army warns personnel to stay clear of police. Urges traveling officers and men to wear mufti. Insists police team didn't inform other agencies of mission on Taraba kidnap. The worst thing we want to see these days is to have our security operative going head to head and going for each other's jugular. That would be very, very, at a time where we need the security men to be in unity to fight our common problems. If they now go all out for themselves, it's going to be very, very brutish, and I'm not sure we are ready for that kind of confrontation these days. Okay, Jonathan's aide tells EFCC to prosecute APC leaders for alleged economic crimes. Jonathan aide tells EFCC to prosecute APC leaders for alleged economic crimes. Okay, that is the headline there as we have it. Okay, we move away from that and we see what is on the social media before we round up this morning. Yeah, Bello, but before we go, let us start from the comments on our Facebook page. We still have some more. Bello Misa saying Zaki now is free. Shite should stop disturbing Nigeria. Okay, we won't absolutely say it's free. It's just went on a medical vacation, so to say, and he's expected to be back in the country to continue his trial after that treatment with his wife. So you can say freedom just for the time being. The top fan Jim Emmanuel saying good, thank you. Oladimeji Jimmy saying if senators and reps are paid US equivalent salary, then workers should be paid US living wage. They both spend in the same country. Don't you think so too? So that's it. Yeah, that's it there. Let us go straight to Twitter, the social media, and get some comments coming there. Let's see what it looks like and what people are talking about this morning, just so that we are in the know. Okay. We have it here already. We have Tuesday Thoughts, Tuesday Motivation, Timi Alebe, Michael Lefia, Joey Bukwe, Tuesday Morning, Tinubu, Nigeria, Tefani Buhari, Met Police, Glad Ghana. Let's just take a couple of, let's start with our Tuesday Thoughts. What do you have? Your thoughts? What are your thoughts this Tuesday morning? Okay. The Real Unto says, no matter what happens, no matter how far you seem to be away from where you want to be, never stop believing that you will somehow make it. Yeah, no matter how far it is to where you think you want to be, never for once think you would not make it. Okay. Let's see another one here. Acho says, fake people have an image to maintain. Real people just don't care. Fake people have an image to maintain, but real people, they just don't care. They just go about doing what they know how to do best. Yeah. One final one. If I look, that's coming from Grewal. It said, if I look at my own, then I don't have anything. If I see your blessings, then I'll be good. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Many personal tweets here, and I think we should just see what people are saying about Nigeria. Nigeria, a country of 200 million people. Okay. Zaki is in the news, and Nigeria here. Then Babala is saying, if you don't have the resources, access to relocate abroad, I would advise you to turn your attention to what you can do here in Nigeria. There are lots of opportunities to explore. Leave those who want to relocate and focus on what you can do. Daydreaming about relocation is not a plan. Indeed, daydreaming about relocation is not a plan. You just focus on what you can do and make it happen. Okay? Onyemko is saying nobody cares how many talented individuals come from Nigeria. What really matters is whether Nigerian can build a functioning society. There really isn't big a deal about talented individuals. If you lack them, you just import them. Okay. And then shite is also in the news. And then one last one, they say it's only in Nigeria that you will see a result. Oh, that's not a very good comment. I'm not going to take that. Yes, yes, I think that's how far we'll take on the social media. Do we have more comments on our Facebook? Absolutely not. Okay, I think there's a couple of one or two again. Let's see. Marcel Ndudu says Zakzaki was released because of the deadly traits from Iran. And I don't know where this is coming from. I'm not going to complete that, And then one last one there from Ekeka Akurana saying, good morning, Nigeria. And I think it is a very, very good place to end this morning. Good morning, Nigeria. We say, as you enjoy the rest of your holiday, please stay safe, stay beautiful, and then continue to spread the good love across Nigeria. My name is Victor Ogwinka, and I've been doing this with my producer, Ido Bankole. So come your way next time. Don't forget to link up with all of the news on our website, www.vanguardnigeria.com. Bye-bye now.